Our next question comes from Greg in Chicago. Oh, Chicago.
That's a good city.
I'm from Chicago. All right. Anna and BD, I'm 35 and single. I live in the burbs. My friends are all married and settling down. I'm getting a new house near where I currently live. My family has pushed me to stay in the suburbs. The commute is pretty long. I think I would love to rent in the city, maybe have a roommate and be in the center of things. I've wanted to do this for a long time, but never made the move. I do like where I live now, and I don't like change, but I feel like I might be missing out. I need help because I'm about to close on the new house next month.
Wow.
Time's of the essence.
Time definitely is of the essence, and I would have thought you would have made this type of decision a little bit before you put an offer down on a house and started that whole process.
Well, he was pressured. His family pushed him to stay in the suburbs. I don't know if that means your family is closer to you in the suburbs or they just want you in maybe a quote-unquote safer place. So you're 35 and single, Greg. Mm-hmm. I understand the desire to move to the city, to be in the thick of things, to have a roommate. It's something that you would tend to do when you were younger, but you're still single. Everybody else you know, your friends are all married and settling down. That transition is awkward. Because if you're the single one and everybody else is getting married, how do you meet people?
Their priorities are changing.
Their priorities are changing. So they're getting married and settling down. What's the next thing? Kids. Then they don't have time for you.
Dogs.
So I would actually suggest, Greg, because Chicago's a great place to live downtown in. There's a lot of stuff that's going on there. And if I know you don't like change and you do like where you live now, because you get a lot more for your money in the suburbs. Probably any place, but Chicago
a lot more space.
Is a big deal. The suburbs are a big deal. That's where you go to settle down. That's where you go to kind of venture life. You usually take your younger years downtown. Mm-hmm. But 35 is not old.
No, not at all.
So I would say take the risk, to be honest. Unless you've got some real serious family reasons why you should stick around. You know, yeah, the commute is longer out to the suburbs if that's where your family lives to visit. But maybe you should take that risk and go downtown. Go into Chicago. Good food, good places to meet people, the bustling city. He's single.
Yes, he is single. And I have to agree with BD on this one. I think that moving into the city is the way that you'd want to go. As BD said, we're from the Chicagoland area, so we know what the suburbs are like. We know what the city is like. I spent a year in school, in downtown Chicago, and it was a blast. It was fun. You can walk to everything. You got public transportation everywhere, so if you get drunk, you can just hop on the train to get home.
and I say this, Greg, because you're pointing out things you like. All the things like I want to be in the city center, near a lot of things, maybe a lot of noise, have a roommate. All these things sound bad to me now. I'm old, right? I want the suburbs, but the fact that you're interested in that's why it's like I think that's the right move, because you're not going to get that in the suburbs. And the suburbs today are not like what they were when we were young. Well, again, to our viewers, we're old. Yeah, to our olders, we're old. We used to have block parties. I don't even know how many people know what block parties were. Literally, your entire block would be closed off. You'd have the little wooden gates on either side, and everybody would come out and party at different people's houses. And
the biggest difference.
You don't have that community anymore in suburbs,
right? And part of that, I think, is a big difference between when we were kids living in the suburbs versus
when dinosaurs ruled the earth.
Yeah, when dinosaurs ruled the world. Is you don't have all the smartphones and tablets and video games and all the electronics that kids engage with now. So because I just remember when I was a kid, my mom was always yelling at us, "Get the hell out of my house."
That's right.
So being in the house was not an option for me. I was outside running around, playing with friends,
Anyway, going down memory lane too much.
Getting into shit I wasn't really probably ever supposed to get into.
Yes, you're young.
Go have some fun. Enjoy yourself.
So besides, you're only moving to basically a new house near where you currently live. That's not even exciting. Greg, go for it. Go. Don't close on your house. Start looking. rent. So, and that's usually, maybe you want to just rent, and figure out
rent
where you want to be downtown.
Yeah, find the area of the neighborhood that really jives with you. And maybe you'll make the decision that you want to buy a property downtown or, down
It's
in
whatever he
Chicago.
wants. The guy lives like, he's going to have a roommate.
Yeah.
He's going to have a roommate. I hate roommates. Like real roommates, not like married roommates. Wife roommates are fine. There's perks and benefits to wives and roommates, but normal roommates, no. I'm a loner. All right, so the last question is for our listeners. What advice would you give Greg in this situation? Leave your feedback in the comments down below.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video.
And we appreciate that. If you need advice, go ahead and click on the link in the description below, and it may get answered in a later episode.
And if you want to watch more Twice the Advice, check out our other videos right now.